Now I will share my screen. So click. Okay. And that's bringing up the screen sharing. All right, and I'm going to share.
Well, she's doing, Alexa, how long have you been with the company, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, officially, I've only been with them since about May, when Ken asked me to start doing calls, but I have done 4 mentorings in the past when I was younger, and I have called people before I got kind of officially, welcomed into the company.
Right. Okay. Okay, I was just curious, since you're going through this with me, I wasn't sure how long you had been already doing it as well, so thanks.
Yeah, doing the help desk and the tickets is really, really recent, like maybe August.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good to know I'm not totally alone on this.
No, you're not alone.
All right, now, can you see that, you guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Are you able to read it?
Yes.
Okay, good. I wanted to make it big enough so you could read it. All right, so the focus on today is basically how we're going to phrase things that leave our customers feeling appreciated even when we say no, how to handle the customer's frustration, and how to turn a bad situation into one where the customer says thank you and means it. And we just saw that with Jeff. Did you see that email where somebody actually wrote in a thank you card?
I did. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's, that takes, for somebody to take the time out to do that, that's really awesome. So he really exemplifies this. But some of the key points are to always be helpful, courteous, and knowledgeable. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. How would you like to be responded to if you were a member? I used to be a customer of Networks Online. I was a member in one of their systems that is no longer around now. But when I'm answering a question, I always think about that. If I'm writing in a question or I'm having a problem, how would I like them to answer me? Not just brush me off with a pre-written response. Try to really make it seem like you're talking specifically to that customer. You really want to help them and get this resolved. We really appreciate them being, customers of ours. And then empathize with the member. Tell them you're sorry and apologize. I mean, I do this even if it's something, maybe that they did. I'm sorry you're having this issue. And at the end, I always, apologize, and I'll show you the phrase I use for that. And then give additional information if applicable. Don't just answer the question. So somebody may say, for example, I want to, this is not a good example, but I want to cancel my account or, something like that. Well, instead of saying, yeah, go ahead, you can cancel your account, obviously you're going to give them instructions on how to cancel that. I can't think of a good example here. Oh, I know. Some people will write in, there's one system called Marketing Sense that has a referral program. If you refer 3 people, you get your Marketing Sense account for free. So somebody will write in saying, what's my referral link? So what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll tell them, well, this is how you find your referral link. You mouse over the Power Tools tab, you click on 3 and 3, and then I'll actually put their referral link. I'll actually go there and get their referral link and put it in the email. So I'm not only telling them how to find it, but then I'm also giving it to them as well. Another point is if they don't supply their name with a question, look it up and reply back with their name. I had this last night. Somebody wrote in. They didn't use the support tab. Instead, they just sent in an email with a question, and it didn't have their name or anything. So I took their email address and I looked it up and I found what their name was. So instead of just saying, hi, this is what you do, I said, hi, James. So it's just these little things, just, trying to make them feel good that we're really, looking out for them and trying to help them. And also, don't assume it's their problem. It could be an issue on our end. And this is an example, like, say, with Meeting Burner. There have been some issues with Meeting Burner. And for the recording issue, for example, in order for the recording to create a replay, you have to share your screen at some point. So instead of saying, you didn't share your screen, or you need to share your screen, you need to do this and that, and they come back saying, they're angry because I did do that, instead saying something like, is it possible that you didn't share your screen, or something, phrase it something like that. Is it possible you weren't called into the conference bridge and therefore the audio didn't record? And then they'll be more receptive when they write back, oh no, yeah, I did call in, and so that was really, it was probably an issue on our end that we have to look into. And then here's some key phrases that I use. So I just went over this. Is it possible that, I'm trying to think of another example where this would be. All right, so maybe I couldn't log into my account. And you could say, is it possible that you were using your email address to log in instead of the username? Here, and then I would give them their information. Here's how you would log in. You would go to this website. Here's your username. Here's your password. Or if it doesn't show the password, click the forgot password link, because some of the systems, the passwords are encrypted. And then if there's a problem, I always start it off with, well, thank you for contacting us. And I always say, I'm sorry you had this issue. If it's a very bad issue, like they had a big meeting and recorded it, people were paying for this meeting and the recording didn't come out, I'm very sorry you have this issue, and just bend over backwards for these people. So I always start it off with that. And then I end it, when I said to apologize earlier, I end it with, we apologize for any trouble this may have caused you. Another thing is, if the technicians have to look into something and maybe it's a day or two before we get back to them, I'll say thank you for your patience, sorry for the delay. Sometimes with Meeting Burner, the recordings are supposed to be ready within an hour. For some reason, sometimes they take hours. I don't know, maybe it's the traffic, or, a lot of recordings are being processed. I'm not sure what the reason is for that, but normally when I get the ticket, the recording has processed already and it's in their back office, so I'll say, thank you for your patience, sorry for the delay. The recording is now available in your back office. And then I may put, we apologize for any trouble this may have caused you. Use them all. And then if you don't understand a question, don't just try to guess at what they mean. Instead, ask them, I'm sorry, but I'm not 100% clear on your question. Would you please clarify it for me? So, that's helpful if you don't understand it. And then if I just had somebody write in, they're using Phone Burner and they're trying to dial other countries and it's not working for them. So I just wrote, I'm sorry for the confusion. Phone Burner will only call people in the U.S. and Canada. You could be in another country, say Australia, and use Phone Burner, but it will only call people in the U.S. and Canada. So I used that. I'm sorry for the confusion. And then I know I've shown this to Alexa, but Chet, I've written a bunch of responses that I use, and put them out on Google Docs, and you can get to them by going to www.docs.google.com, log in with our test email address, which is networksonline.testaccount@gmail, and the password is April 2008. I'm not sure if you've used this test account before, Chet.
No, I haven't. I have not.
If somebody has a problem with an email, I usually always go to this account and try to send them an email from this account instead of your own, your chat at network, because you don't want to get flooded with all this stuff, when you're testing. You don't want all the autoresponders and stuff coming to you. So you can use this account to test. There's also
I wish they would have told me that. I've already got a bunch of autoresponders.
Oh no.
That's okay. I just unsubscribe as I get them. Okay.
Right. There's a Yahoo one too, so it's networksonline.testaccount@yahoo.com. So if people with Yahoo aren't getting emails, you can test with that, and it's the same password. And this is documented in the wiki. I'm not sure what it's under. Let me see if I can bring something up here. I'm not sure if this is going to mess this up. You're probably not going to be able to see this because I'm not sharing it on my screen. It's under, it's under the general CS info in the wiki, and you click on email test account.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah, I'll use those from here on, because sometimes you have to go into somebody's contact manager and add yourself and different information and stuff, and so because you don't want them emailing you there all the time. Right.
Yeah, so this is good. Okay, go back where I was. Okay, so you can log in there at Google Docs.google.com and see all those. Let me see if I can change my screen sharing so I can show you some of this. All right, let's see. Pause sharing. Now I'm going to share my entire screen. Resume sharing. I go there now, and I go to put the phone down. Now, can you guys see this screen?
Yes.
With the different responses here?
Mhm.
Chet, can you see it?
Yes, sorry, I had the mute button on. Sorry, yes, I can hear.
Okay, good. So here's the different responses, and I don't know, these were just things, they didn't seem to fit in the template. We probably should, maybe I could get together with Dave and find out a way to consolidate what's in the template, what's on the wiki, and this. So it's like 3 places you have to look now, but until we do that, these are just responses that I started writing, and instead of having to write them out each time, just so I could, copy and paste them. So if we go into networks responses, which is really for any of the systems. Okay. So I don't know. Can you see these? Can you read it? Is it large enough?
Yeah, I can read it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, good. So, here's one that I use for billing difficulties. Sorry you're having these difficulties. It tells about the hours of the billing department. Then it tells different causes, reasons that their card is declining. Maybe, the billing information doesn't match, so forth. There's some in particular I use a lot. These allow me to get with the technical team regarding your question and get back to you when I know more. Or I'm looking into this and we'll get back to you just as soon as I have additional information. You can go down and look. Somebody will ask about the email status. What does that mean? Just different things here. Oh.
Yeah, gosh,
I
if
don't
we
know.
could consolidate all of these somewhere, that would be excellent.
I know. We got to work on that. So that's the ones for the network. Let's see. Not sure if I believe. Okay, good. And now say like meeting burner responses. I try to be a little better here. I gave headings to them and try to put them in alphabetical order. So if somebody asked about audio options, there you go. They asked about the autopilot meeting, there you go. Bandwidth requirements. So there's all sorts of responses out here. Like I said, these ones are in alphabetical order. Let me see if I have something about I don't think I have the reporting issue. New feature. A lot of people ask, do you have this feature? I'm sorry, that feature is currently not available. It's on the list. Unfortunately, I don't have a time frame of when it will be available. So forth. You can, look through these. So there's responses for fax burner, the Now system, IQ, Dream Team Builder, Phone Burner, Dream Team Pro, some Flash responses, Prospect Fountain. We don't have that system anymore. I should get rid of that. So that's where you can find a lot of responses that you can use. And also, Dave shared with me the other day this website. It's about emoticons make 84% more users happy. So if we click on this, and this just talks about using emoticons to express how you feel, because it may get misconstrued as being something negative. They give an example here. They say, see, I always thought emoticons were kind of unprofessional to use.
That was my question, yeah.
Yeah, but seeing this and being that he passed this on, I think it's a good thing to use. It says, like here's an example. When you say something factual, the customer can interpret this as negative or uncaring. So so instead of saying customer service rep, they're speaking to us feeling positive and being cheeky, I wish I could get our team to build that too. So this person wants some feature and they're replying, I wish I could get our team to build that too. It sounds like it says it's going from unpleasant pessimism to empathetic understanding with, I wish I could get our team to build that too, and then you put a little smiley face. So that's another way, I guess, we can use emoticons to express our feelings and try to make them feel happy and, like we're trying to help them as much as we can. That's basically all I had to share. I mean, I tried to put down, some points here, some key phrases that I use, and of course on Google Docs you can see mostly all of the responses that I use. But do you guys have any questions?
Well, I'm just looking. I'm looking at your different tabs that you have open. So I was just curious as to when you sit down to start working on tickets, what resources do you have open? Which ones do you have open all the time?
Okay, that's a great question. So what I do is, I'll have the help desk open, and then I'll open up the universal lookup tool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have that open. And then, of course, when I'm in the help desk working on something and I have to respond to somebody, like, for example, here, and I'm going to reply, and then I would open up the email template. So I always keep that open over here in my left corner, and then I'll just say back and then search for something that I'm looking for here. I always keep my mail open.
Mm-hmm.
and then aim. I have, and then I use this for tracking my hours. So I punch in and punch out using this line clock software. And I have aim open. So that's basically what I'll have open. Now I have some other tabs open in here. I'll close these normally I'll leave Meeting Burner open because I use that a lot. And then this is the Google Doc, so I'll leave that open as well because I have to go in there and pull some things.
Okay, thanks. It's funny, you work from left to right. I always have the help desk on the right and then my other tabs to the left. That's funny. We work in the opposite. We work in the opposite order.
Maybe because I'm a lefty, I don't know.
Oh, maybe, yeah, I'm a righty. Maybe that is why. Alexa, how do you work, Alexa?
Funnily enough, I think my tabs are usually set up exactly like Joanne's, and I'm a righty, so I'm breaking the mold.
There goes that theory. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yep. And it's always good to, like, if you're not sure how to respond to somebody, maybe ask Dave. He's great at wording things, and I'll do that sometimes when somebody will write something in, maybe they're upset about something, Dave, how would you like me to respond to this? Would you like me to set up a call between them and you? Because he's really great on the phone with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you're not sure, feel free, or you can send something to me. If I can help you guys with anything, please let me know.
Okay, we appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Looking at, I'm sorry, Joanne, I think you were, go ahead.
I was just going to say I've been with them for 4.5 years doing the help desk, but like I said, prior to that, I was a customer of theirs and, really enjoyed their products and all and have used their products. So if I can help anyway, please let me know.
Okay. Now, is Dave aware of all this stuff that you've put into the Google Docs? He
is, and he, wants to streamline it somehow, some way to come up with, whether we can get it in, like the templates, you don't want to have too much in there because then it's confusing. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah, so we got.
But even if it was just all in the wiki, would be better.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like it would be. I think I'm going to bug him about it.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it seems like, wouldn't that help you, Alexa, too, if it was all consolidated?
Yeah, I mean, streamlining is always good. Always nice to have one place where you go and look up all your stuff. I
mean, and if it's something that I'll do extra hours on or something, too, because I'm one that's, going to benefit from it a lot. So, I'm certainly willing to put some hours in. I'll bug him about it, too. I'll tell him that's the biggest thing from this meeting, and we need to do something about it, and I'll put in extra time or whatever to make it happen. So.
Right. Same here. So, yeah, we'll get that done.
Yeah.
Good
Great.
point there.
And thanks for doing all that. That's going to make, it's just going to make things a lot easier. And not only easier for us, but it'll be a better response for the customers, too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Any other questions? Or?
Not at this time.
Nope. I think you did great, Joanne. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to this. And
all right.
I'm supposed to meet back with you at 1 Eastern, right?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, guys. Well,
okay.
We'll talk to you again. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks, Joanne.
Okay, great. See you later.
Bye now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.